Welcome to the second season premiere of Some Kind of Fun. Tonight, we have interviews with Kat Hickson-Smith and Joe Holland, clips from Spit Takes, Robert Wilkinson, and my favorite band, Arc Welder. And in tonight's episode, Paul's going to break a mirror, Claire's going to walk under a ladder, and I'm going to walk in front of a black cat, because it's episode 13!
Woo! Why does he get the mirror? Can I swap?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. It was all random. I decided.
Absolutely.
Okay.
This was decided on the car ride over,
Okay.
so
Okay.
there wasn't a lot of thought put into it.
Thank you for preparing. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. You know what? It's twice as much as I normally do.
Yes.
And that's why you're the host.
Exactly. So, guys,
Yeah.
Claire, Paul, what shows have you seen in the last month that were maybe Claire performed at in the industry?
Well, I saw a really, really good album release show.
Yeah.
By The Silent Treatment with Loki's Folly, Mood Swings, Spit Takes. And it was only January, but it's going to be hard to beat that for Show of the Year.
Oh my God.
And they set the bar really damn high.
Yeah, that was a
That
good
was a
lineup.
really fun
Yeah.
show.
Okay, you can have the mirror. I mean, man.
Anyway, and then I saw a really fun product show the next week, and so we're off to a good start.
Claire, how about you?
I thought the Spit Take set and the Mood Swing set was like fantastic. Like that was they were a lot of fun.
Have you ever noticed, Paul, that you never see Claire when the silent treatment's on the stage? She's never in the audience.
Exactly. I don't know where she goes.
She's never around when you need her.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'll try to make myself more available.
And Pete?
Well, I saw you, as I often do, at the Hook and Ladder last week. We saw Mary Jam, Surly Girl, and we're going to have clips from that, and All the Pretty Horses. That was Venus DeMars and All the Pretty Horses. That was a great set. And Mary, like I've seen Mary Jam like 3 or 4 times now. They're solid, but they're getting better all the time. And Paul, you were talking about how Surly Girl sounds great, like better each time, but like that set, it grew and grew and grew.
Yeah.
and was just like they were on fire at the end.
So fun.
Yeah.
So one of the biggest compliments I can give a band is that they keep getting better.
Yeah.
Because it means they care, they're practicing, they're improving. And boy, they sure are.
Yeah.
So
And the thing that I thought was really great about that set is how loose they were. Like there were great covers.
yeah.
They did a Cranberry song. They did
Sabbath.
Fugazi, Sabbath. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, if you like the 90s or the 70s,
Or rock and roll.
Something for everyone.
There's something for everybody there.
Love it.
Absolutely.
The other set that I saw was Dillinger 4 at WrestlePalooza, which I believe maybe you guys also caught.
We were there too.
And that was a
They
lot
were
of fun.
there too. Little wrestling, little D4.
Yeah, I saw Tightwire the next night at WrestlePalooza, and it was so the Luchadors in the main event. They had to clear out the ring area so they could do some moves at ringside, and I was like the last row where you didn't have to move. So like one of the luchadors was like sitting like right in front of me and taking a breath, and like I saw Devin Monroe come off the top rope on all 4 of them, and it was as close to the action as I've ever been, except for when we were in the front row at Raw that one time.
Nice. And you did not take a boot to the head.
I did not take a boot to the head, and I'm going to silence my phone.
Okay. Because one time I took a boot to the head.
Really?
Yeah, I was standing a little too close and, yep, boot to the face. Yep, it was a good learning experience. It shouldn't have been a learning experience. I should have known as an adult, don't stand that close to the ring.
Yeah.
But
You live and you learn. I bought the DVD of that show so I can watch it like Zapruder film. Chuck Taylor does a baseball slide, and Claire just kind of steps back, like, "What happened?"
was that your boot on my face? Huh. Okay. One more PBR.
Claire fronts the silent treatment.
Yeah.
She's not worried about wrestlers.
Exactly.
No. Nothing to do with each other.
Exactly.
Up next, we're going to have an interview with Kat Hickson Smith, and we're going to have clips from Paul already listed them. We're going to have clips from Loki's Folly, Spit Takes, Mood Swings, and Keeley Lane featuring the silent treatment.
Exactly.
There are some things you just can't pretend. Don't matter who believes it in the end. There are some things you just can't pretend. Don't matter who believes it in the end. So what are
ya.
Welcome back to Some Kind of Fun, Season 2, Episode 1. 13th episode for those of you that are good at math. And I'm joined by the fabulous Kat Hickson Smith, who's renowned throughout the Twin Cities. Most of you probably know her as Pony from Ryan and Pony and from the Melismatics. Welcome.
Thanks for having me.
You bet. How are you tonight?
I'm all right. Just a little tired and just had the day off, and I think when I have a day off, that's when I'm like I can relax. So
Oh, good for you.
Yeah.
Good for you. So you your family life growing up makes it such an interesting story about how you got going in music. Can you talk about that a little bit?
yeah. So I grew up with deaf parents, culturally deaf. My dad is technically hard of hearing. He has aphasia, so he actually can hear music.
Okay.
My mom cannot. So yeah, my dad, he always had classic rock, KQ92 playing in the background, and he saw that I loved music. He always knew that I did, and he'd see me like in my playpen, dancing around and just really into it. And I always wanted to get a guitar. I always, it was always an instrument before ever singing. Maybe because my dad didn't speak and
Right.
my mom is deaf and that the idea just seems scary to me to ever
Yeah.
sing. So I remember just always asking for a guitar, I think since I was like 6.
Uh-huh.
And I didn't start off that way. I started off on the violin. And then it was always like they'd let me try it. But I think they had this expectation that I had to be good right away in order for me to keep doing it. Or I'm not quite sure why they didn't keep me doing it. But there was that. And then there was the flute. And I hated the flute. I was like, this is the worst instrument ever. I mean, I don't know. And like the band, and that was not the instrument I wanted to play. And the band teacher's like, well, you have a longer upper lip, so you'd be really great at like blowing into that. And I'm just like, yeah, okay. So I didn't stick with that. And then finally, like my dad found a classical guitar, which is harder than an acoustic because I was expecting to strum with a pick, a classical guitar for $5. And I sold it to this guy named Tex. And he's like, are you sure you want to sell it? And I'm like, yeah, because I got another one, but now I regret it. Now I really, but it's okay. So that was my first guitar, and
Right.
I was learning Nirvana songs on it. I was able to play Nirvana songs, and that to me was so exciting that was so attainable, and to be able to make sound come out of this thing, and I think playing violin probably helped me pick it up
Sure.
because I didn't take lessons until I was older.
Okay.
And I got my electric guitar when I was like 15. And
All right.
that was even better.
Then the fun really started.
Yeah, that's when the fun really started.
You get your electric guitar at 50, and so were there bands then through high school? I mean, what led up to the Melismatics, I guess?
So I didn't want to start a band with anyone in my high school. Like I knew I feel like I'd be too judged. And I didn't know any other women. And I wanted to play with women at first. And then like goth started to be cool, like at Minnetonka High School. Like that was
Okay.
totally cool and okay to be goth there. And I was really into like goth, there's just the appearance and punk, and I loved it all, and I loved the music. And I became friends with some kids at Minnetonka High School. And I started a band with this guy named Peter Laymeyer. Actually, he already had a band, and a guy I was dating played bass, and he ended up moving to California, and I ended up taking a spot. And it was so fun. So we just play like basement parties, and I felt free to be myself, and like I even sang a song, which was like a huge step for me. My second band was called The 100 Flowers, and I can't say we were like great right away or anything, but we had potential, and we were like a glam rock band.
Oh,
So,
okay.
you know, what was that glam rock movie that came out with Ian McGregor and,
Oh, sure.
you know, Velvet Goldmine?
Velvet
So
Goldmine,
we
yeah.
just, I remember I was like 19, 20, and we're just like, whoa, this movie's so cool. We should play David Bowie songs. We should sound like that. And so me and this guy named Mark Landry started a band together. Or he had it, no, we didn't start, but we made it,
Okay.
morphed it into what it was. And we were like two peas in a pod. And his dad happened to be an entertainment attorney, Paul Landry. So he knew people, and he really invested in us too. So he would
Okay.
help us like record an album, because
Wow.
we really couldn't get it together though. Like we couldn't get it together to go on the road. We couldn't, like, we would try, or we'd have all these great ideas, but then like there, you have to be business minded when it comes to music. I mean, I know that maybe that might repulse people, but you have to have some element of that, and not for the sake of like, I'm going to make a ton of money, even though, you know what, it's okay to make money at music. And you should try if you can, because that's you that you're putting out there. That's your skill. That's your craft. But we just, you know, we weren't there. We were just so into the, sensationalism of it that you know, it fell apart.
Yeah.
And then Mark Mallman came. And Mark
Oh,
Mallman
okay.
had seen us play, and this is funny. So that, again, another weird stroke of like luck. Because I was lucky to play like good venues with the 100 Flowers, like Turf Club and stuff. So people were starting to know who I was.
Sure.
And I was playing bass in that band and writing some of the songs. Then Mark Mallman, my friend, I was friends with this gal named Angela, who was would always come to our shows. And we were drunk one night, and she's like, let's prank call people. And she opens up, this is when we had white pages, and she'd open it up, she's like, Mark Mallman's number's in there. She's like, let's prank Mark Mallman. And I'm like, what? Really? And I'm like, okay, let's do it. And so she calls him, but then like she pretends to be me. And I'm just like, you jerk.
Wait, this isn't a
She's like,
prank.
this is Kat from the 100 Flowers. And I didn't have the name Pony yet. And I was like so embarrassed. And she, but it was funny at the same time. And he was like, oh, I've seen you play. You're good. And then Mark and I connected from that.
Oh, wow.
And he's like, we should do some music. Or I can't remember, because I was drinking. Like, I don't remember how it came to be, but I ended up auditioning
Okay.
to play in his group. Like, it was just a very chill. So I'm so thankful. Like, we were just hanging out, and like, Mallman is like such an easygoing, you know, at least with me and with anybody, I think most people, but it was such an easygoing audition that didn't even feel like one. It's just like we're hanging out, and I remember like playing on the drums, and then I remember like moving on to bass, and I remember like not up to the music caliber that he was at for sure. So realizing like, oh my gosh, I got a lot to learn here, you know, because his songs change chords a lot. And
When he starts yelling at the bassist what key he wants them to play in.
well, he taught me a trick. He's like, look at my thumb on the piano. That's where you need to be. And then that really propelled me to move on to like, and I did take music lessons, but they stuck to tab. And so I didn't really even know notes, you know, except like on a piano. I knew those. Mm-hmm. And so then I took lessons from Eric Fratsky, really helped me a ton.
Okay.
In the short, you know, I don't know how long, maybe a year. So there was that. Now, what a wonderful experience. And for Mallman to extend like to trust me and to allow me to play in his group because I wasn't up there yet to the level of people that he was playing with, but he saw something, and then
I'm sure he saw the energy you bring
and the
to your
energy.
performance. And,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
you're well renowned. For that, so,
Well, thank you. Thank you. And then of course I met Ryan through Mallman. And I loved the Melismatics. I was like, oh, they're so good to me. They were like Aerosmith or something. I was like, they're that level of songs. And so when you go see them live, I just felt like oh, this is amazing. Their singing and everything was just, the musicality was so awesome to me.
Yeah.
And, but I remember him saying that someone was leaving, and I'm like, oh, really? And I'm like, oh, your band's so cool. I would love to be in your band. This is before we were even dating. And he's like, well, I'm like, well, I'd have to learn, like how to play that way. And so he gave me guitar lessons, and he made my guitar playing the way it is, today. I could practice more for sure. And I need to, I just don't have time. But, he definitely, it started there. There's someone left and someone else took the spot, and then it became an option for me to come in. And this was after we were already married at this point. And so I had to audition, and I have to tell you, my first audition, like, I broke down and cried because I felt like I was so like under the microscope, and I was in college and just did like my final exams. So I was more focused on that than learning like new infection, all those parts. But it's fine. It worked out. I ended up being in the band anyway. So not even, but I'm sure it scared them a little bit. The drummer and the bassist. But.
So just for anyone watching who doesn't know, you're married to Ryan Smith of Soul Asylum, and of course Melismatics fame, and a lot of really fun solo work.
Yeah.
And a band called Ryan and Pony, which I love. And we haven't played for a while.
I know. That is really, I feel like we didn't, we got to do more. Yeah.
You're in a band called the Mood Swings.
Yes.
And that had been going previously, correct? And then you kind of came in its newest iteration. Can you talk about that at all?
Well, yeah. So actually, I did play a bass on one tune in the first record.
Okay.
And actually did want me to join long time to play bass.
All right.
Initially, and that's when like Laura Bennett played drums, so it would have been an all female.
Oh,
but I was
fun.
so busy with Melismatics. I was like, I can't. That's the thing. It's like I want to say yes to everything, but I want everyone to have a good experience, and it's not going to be a good experience if I spread myself out thin. Anyways, so yeah, Mood Swings. So there's that, and I've known Ashley, for a long time, and I love her laugh. Oh man, it's like her smile, and Ed, just great people in our music scene, and that the whole Sus Tones crew, all those people. It's just what a blessing to be around that, and just healthy people, and supportive people, and that's what I mean. It's just a good thing to have. So Ashley, something happened where she needed me to fill in. 2 summers, two summers ago, and that was good because I had stopped playing music really completely. I had stopped because I was doing other things, and I was like, oh yeah, I'll do it, and I'm like, ooh, it's big shoes to fill to sing like Sally. I can't sing like Sally. she's Sally, also a great wonderful singer, performer, and person, and I am able to do what I do, in the group, which is like I got to pick out other guitar parts that would complement Ashley while she's singing, when she's going to strum chords. Because to me, I'm like, I don't just love just strumming chords there if it's already happening. So
anything else you want to share with us? We hope there's another replacement show.
Oh, yes.
Coming up.
I hope so. I mean, nothing's, it tends to get booked around. Usually it's in December. It's in the Black Friday to December, early December kind of range. And, we try to do it every year. And we have guest singers that come up, and that's so fun. That's so fun to find out who's in your scene now. And I have to say, last one was really special. There was a lot more female singers, which I thought was really cool. All
right. Well, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me. Was that all right?
Perfect.
Somebody stole your parade, and they can't find the sun in your cold world. soul and learn to let go, slip away. I know you got a lot to say, but everything keeps changing. No, I know sometimes it's hard for you, but only time will tell if I'm going to hell. But right now I got a lot of living to do. Baby, can you tell me why is it such a long, hard road to heaven? Such a long, hard road to heaven in my time. Seems like all of my life I've been and at the end I was satisfied. My spirits can't be lifted now unless I live in less in my mouth. My tear ducts can't be shut down. In the river I cry, I'll drown. With my face full of spears, cracks and wheels, I must look just like unreal. Well, painted old smile can erase today deep-seated frown. And I'm at the hour I was satisfied.
Welcome back. It's time for the monthly topic. We're totally prepared for it. It is Best New Venues of 2023. Paul, I'm going to begin with you as I always do because you go to the most shows.
I really have enjoyed. I've only been to Cloudland once. I really enjoyed it. It's a nice little space. I don't know, 100 cap, small cap, small room size, great sound, big sound. So that's in the green room. I think has the best sound in town. So I just enjoy that for listening purposes.
Cool.
My kids' School of Rock have played the green room a couple of times, and I agree that it's great sound. But when you play in the middle of the day, the sun is coming like right in through the windows. It's like, ow, that hurts.
Oh, I can imagine because those big windows
Yeah.
just face west.
Yep.
Well, I'd also say Cloudland. I really love being there. We are really lucky. We have like a whole bunch of new venues this year. Like we got the Green Room and the Uptown Theater and Zora Darling and Pillar Forum. And I mean, that's awesome for live music because we have so much great music in Minneapolis.
We do.
And coming up, we'll have an interview with Joe Holland and clips from Crush Scene
Christy Costello.
Dillinger 4.
and my favorite band, Arkwell.
Sit and wait, and then start to contemplate how to bring it to this place we forgot. It's a lot to take when there's something big at stake. Think I'd rather just replace. I can't keep up, but I won't chase you. I'll replace you. I won't chase you. I'll replace you.
to episode 13 or episode 1 of season 2, however you'd like to phrase it. We've got Joe Holland with us today. Hey,
Big
Joe.
mistake.
Joe, is my understanding correct that you like music?
I'm a fan of music. Yeah,
Okay,
I'm an
okay.
enthusiast. I'm a collector. I'm obsessed.
You do things with music, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, I kind of got a one-track mind,
Okay.
and it's resulted in a monolithic existence of, some cool shit, some lame shit, but consistent shit.
It's a balance of shit.
It is.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
Excellent.
Yeah. A shit sandwich. Yep.
Shit, that is like the perfect shit sandwich.
Yeah.
It's like,
I nibble
bookended
on it a
with-
little bit every day. I just kind of
yeah.
working on it.
You do like a little bit of everything in the Minneapolis music community.
Yeah.
How did you get started here?
Well, I just showed up not knowing anything about anything except I wanted to be in a band, and I got pretty lucky that I found some people that we were accidentally all right. We thought we needed music lessons, but then it turned out we didn't. People liked it anyways, and then I noticed there's, as we're doing our first gigs and figuring things out, there's a lot of other jobs you could get related, but not for playing in a band, and then eventually the job I did the most was being a sound tech, and that's how you meet a lot of people and make a lot of really good friends. You just like if you work at the 6 local clubs that all the bands play at, you keep running into the same people, and I guess they've either accepted me because they've had to, or I get the job done, and
Well, I don't think folks know a lot of times like what it takes to keep clubs going. And like one of the things that we talked about that we're talking about on the show today is kind of the new clubs, a lot of the new clubs that have sprouted up over 2023 in the Twin Cities.
yeah, right.
When you started doing all those things and receiving the money for doing those things, what was your biggest surprise of like, holy shit, I didn't realize that like this had to get taken care of?
You just can't predict what it might be, I guess usually it's like you gotta keep a staff of people involved, and you gotta not fuck up their lives. And if you're the person in charge of the venue, you have the opportunity to really like fuck people up if you're not careful. And I've also been on the receiving end of that. Besides receiving a little bit of money, I've also received trauma and abuse, and fortunately those people usually disappear pretty quick, and I'm still here. Yeah.
You ran sound for many years at Lee's before Lee's sadly closed the doors.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
I worked there for 15 years, and I got, in the course of that 15 years, I worked at a lot of other places, but Lee's was like my main squeeze, I guess.
Yeah.
Always coming. I worked there like 3 nights a week, and then I just worked other places and did other things on the other 4 days a week, but
What were some of the highlights of like some of the bands that came? Because like there were a lot of like bands.
oh,
that
I
came through
know. I
Lee's.
have to look at the calendar to remember. And I have like probably like, I don't know, 20 years worth of Lee's propaganda and calendars to look back on. If anyone wants it, I should do something with it.
There's your book. You could write a book.
Well, I mean, I wasn't at all those things, but yeah, I guess I should probably think about some of those. There's the obvious standout ones would be like the night Brian Setzer played there, or all the members of the Stray Cats in some form have strutted into that place. And Leon Russell, that was real weird. That was kind of towards the end of Leon's career, but that was checking a big box for Louis, the owner of Lee's. He was like a huge Leon Russell fan.
Oh, okay.
So he was
Cool.
chill about it, but I know he was also secretly like excited as that guy could get about, because there's no show that it could excite him. But when we got the chance to book Leon Russell, I think he was a little more interested in that.
Cool. So you do some other music stuff too in the Twin Cities, it would appear.
Well, I mean,
It seems like maybe you have a band or 8. I don't.
They wax and wane and rise and fall.
It's a fall, wax and wane.
Just when you think they're gone, they come back.
Yep.
I think I was saying earlier, like some of the stuff that really needs to happen gets planned like about a year in advance. So like it's pretty easy to have multiple bands when you just, okay, I've got my big things coming up for this year that need to get planned, and then look back on all the annual events and make sure you get those on the calendar. And, usually those are the gigs that pay. And then once you get all that stuff filled in, then you can do all your fun punk projects. And, most of the people I play with don't want to do it that often, really, anyways.
Okay.
I mean, they do and they don't, like just enough, we just want to do a local show once a month, and maybe a couple weekends out and get in the van and go to Chicago, or actually I have an annual pilgrimage to Rockaway Beach I do every summer. Been doing that for like 5 years now, and I just got the phone call last week that it's on again.
Nice.
So that's kind of a crazy thing. Like we drive 18 hours straight to Rockaway and
Wow.
do a couple gigs and then drive home.
That's a haul. What fun local stuff do you have coming up?
My main thing I do is a weekly gig every Wednesday night, and just coming up on 2 years of that weekly gig. And
Sure. Because you guys, I mean, you're at Mortimer's. Mortarholics is at Mortimer's every Wednesday,
Yep,
right?
yep.
Okay. And you've had kind of this revolving sort of series of characters in the band that have all been really super cool. But yeah, playing late nights gets to be tough, I would imagine.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically Thursday mornings,
Yeah.
But it's perfect for me because, like, weekends I got to actually work, and my band life has got to kind of just fit in with the work life. And there's definitely some nights that are easier than others for me to do my own gigs,
What was your 2023, like your biggest 2023 highlight musically?
Oh man, you should have told me you're going to ask me that, so
Sorry.
you could have thought of something.
We can pause, right? We're going to give Joe some time to think here.
Yeah, I mean, like, I guess my only highlight is I get to keep doing it,
That's a solid highlight. Yeah.
Like, you are only as good as your last gig, so you got to make everyone good,
Yeah.
Like, and it could be any type of gig. It could be sound tech, playing bass, whatever, You're as good as your last gig, and that's it, And if you fuck up, maybe you get a chance to come back. And
It's like its own manifesto. Don't fuck it up.
yeah, that actually is a manifesto of someone we all know. Billy Batson, he's pretty famous for saying that, right? Don't fuck up. I mean, with more command and authority than I could ever possibly summon. But
Yeah.
And then he'll laugh his ass off about it.
While everybody's in the bathroom cleaning up because all of the command. Well, thanks for joining us today.
Yeah, I mean, I hope you guys are going to edit this down to the...
Not one word. Just kidding. No.
You are the facts. What should I do with them? Can be wonderful when she's not crazy. Can be wonderful when
All right, that was a great interview, Claire.
Why,
Good
thank
job.
you.
So let's do the segment that everybody loves.
Yay.
Upcoming shows.
Ooh.
We're going to go with you first, Claire.
Okay. Well, I've got a couple.
Two. All right.
Dose. Okay, so it hasn't been announced yet, but the Silent Treatment's playing with Tiny Daggers and the Deadly Cyclamates on the 17th of February at Cloudland. And then the other one that I'm really excited about is Fret Rattles and DJ Rock the Monkey on the 22nd of February at Barely Brothers.
Paul, do you have any self-promotion you want to do?
I have no self-promotion. Christy Costello album release, February 17th, 7th Street entry. And then check Barely Brothers calendar because they're doing a month-long celebration. And there's lots and lots of cool stuff, including friend of the show, Bill Batson, on one of the Saturday afternoons.
And you should check that out on their website or Facebook,
Yeah.
anywhere on the internet, Twitter,
Yeah,
X,
just go to the internet.
Just go to the internet, look it up.
Blue Sky, Mastodon, Hive,
Yeah.
There might be a
They aren't
billboard.
on Threads yet, I don't think.
Threads. They could be on Threads. You never know. Well, I don't mean to suck up to our boss, but I'm looking forward to the February 24th show at Palmer's of the Silver Teens, the Unnamed, and boss, who else is in that show? And Dragnet. I'm looking forward to that. Palmer's is always a good time.
That's going to be a great show.
It'll be a
It'll be
fantastic
very fun.
show. Playing us out is Venus de Mars and All the Pretty Horses.
Marco, wanting is tattooed on your eyelid. Nito, scratching, partial and confected.